to be back here. Hey everybody, it's Kevin here, and I'm just here to introduce our designer, our amazing Stamp Anniething design team member, Steven, and he is here to share with you some amazing Copic skills with the new Yabba Dabba Do set. And off I go.
Hello. We will just wait and see and make sure this is working, and we'll wait if somebody could comment and let me know if this is working. And I'm just going to put this down.
I see you, and I see me, and you are live. And I'll press the chat.
Oh, hello. I think, is that Immaculata? That's sleepless for, yeah. So does everybody enjoy the new release? Was there a favorite image or product from this release? Hello, Susan. Hello, Immaculata. Hi, Carmen. Hi, Joyce. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, I shut everything down.
So while everybody's tuning in, I'll just go over the release. Unfortunately, I didn't get any of the physical stuff yet because of the Canada Post strike. So I am still waiting on that, but I do have samples of the products. So I just have the sample version, so it's not in the pretty packaging, but this is the, actually, let's show the stamp set first. Immaculata loves the new release. The kids are absolutely sweet. Hi, Betty. All right, so like I said, I don't have the physical products because that is somewhere caught in delivery land, but this is the printout, and Kevin has done some lovely coloring. So this is the Yabba Dabba Do 6x8 stamp set that Kevin has done some coloring of. Hello, Doreen. And then there are outline dies, which I do not have. Oh, I should start by saying this stamp set has sold out, but Anne has reordered some restock, so that should be in about 10 days or so. So if you do want this set, just go to the Notify Me. If you go to the website and click Notify Me, what is it? Notify me when available. So if you do that, however, there are very few outline dies left. So if you're wanting the outline dies, I would buy those, because once those are gone, any of these dies, once they're gone, they're gone. So if you are wanting any of the dies, the builder dies or the outline dies, buy them now if you really want them, because once they're gone, they're gone, and there are very few left of those. However, the stamp sets, Anne is able to get some restocks of those, so those should be in 10 days. So anything you want, grab it while you can. And as always, thank you for supporting Annie and her wonderful company. Hello, Melissa. Yeah, it was a great release. So this was the 6x8 Yabba Dabba Do stamp set. And then we also have, and again, remember I have the sample die, so it's not in the pretty packaging. This is the Grand Poobah builder die and Dino. So we have Dino. We have bowling pins, bowling ball, the Grand Poobah hat, and I think, Kevin, this is what it builds. I could actually show you. So we have an adorable Dino, and we have the Grand Poobah hat, and we also have a bowling ball and some bowling pins. So that's what the Grand Poobah builder die builds, and this you would have got if you're in Deluxe Club. You would have got this set with it. And when Anne was designing this, she had so many cool ideas. So there's also the Bedrock Homestead Builder. And I think this is what it builds here. Kevin built a sample of it. And remember, everything is backwards. I believe it's showing up. So the tree is actually on that side. So that's what this one builds. So if you're wanting that, grab that one. That was a little extra. And then there is a stencil, which I don't have, and that is the Fred pattern stencil. And it kind of has the detailing. It mimics the detailing of his shirt. Yes, Anne saying there was, she had a third die, and we had to pick between the three of them, and it was one of the, the car that they drive in. So we thought people would get more use out of this, but how can you not have the Flintstones house? So I am going to create a nice, quick, clean, and simple card, and we've got a color Fred, so I hope everybody approves of that. So are we all ready to start coloring? I don't know why I was waiting, thinking people would say yes. I'm hoping you're ready. So I'm going to start with my skin, and anybody that's watched any of our videos will know our go-to skin for a lighter skin tone. So it is E04, E21, E11, E00, E000, quadruple 0, and R20. Melissa, this brings me back amazing childhood memories. Yes, it's funny with I'm just gonna let my dog out because she doesn't want to be in here. Here, Lena. Oh no. When I was a kid in school, I would always race home at lunchtime to watch the Flintstones. It was always on, and if I got home in time, I could catch 2 episodes before I had to go back to school. But I loved the Flintstones, and I really loved the Jetsons. But for some reason, they never really were on when I was a kid, at least for me. I don't know if any other Canadian people are on here, if they got to watch the Jetsons, but I love the Jetsons just as much as I love the Flintstones. Yes, YouTube has mirrored the camera. So this is all, if you're thinking my Fred doesn't look like your Fred, it's because it's mirrored. If I put a word on here, let's see if I can find something with a word. Here's the stamp set. Everything is going to be, look at it's Abya, Abada, Oud. So it's all backwards. Yeah, so let's get started on the skin. So actually, I'm going to just raise this up a bit. And we'll put this over here. You watch the Jetsons too? All right. And Kelly says, I hear his toes running in my head. Childhood memories and a soundtrack running in my head. Yes. All right. E04, our first color. And I am going to start. Oops, let's make sure I'm in camera here. Betty said, I'm going to date myself. I remember Flintstones on primetime TV. Yes. All right, so with E04, I'm just going to draw a fine line. And I'm just putting it where I feel the darkest colors or the shadows would be. So what was everyone else's favorite cartoons as a kid? I used to love watching Postman Pat. I think that's a British show, but I would watch that at lunchtime as well. I would run home for that. Flintstones, obviously. Okay, and I'm going to do just a little bit at the bottom of his jaw. I know this is so weird having it mirrored on here. I was actually a lefty when I was a baby, and my mom switched me, so I wouldn't be a lefty. All right, E11 is next. And I'm just going over top. And as soon as I see that start to the E04 blend and meld, that's when I stop. Oh, Rugrats. Yes, I loved Rugrats. Heidi and Marco and Knights of the Zodiac. Those, I don't know those ones. I used to love Gummy Bears. That was the other one. Did you guys ever watch Gummy Bears on Disney? Gummy Bears. And Smurfs. I'd sometimes watch Smurfs. So E11 and now E21 is our next color. And I'm sorry everything is mirrored. We'll try and figure that out one of these days. So it's not doing that. I literally had to, I finished work and filled my face and went live. So I kind of don't know what I'm doing yet, but I have a rough idea in my head what I want to do for the card. Betty watched a lot of Popeye, Mr. Magoo, and Roadrunner. Oh yes, meep meep. All right, 00. And you know, I just realized I forgot to do something. I didn't pay attention to the inside of his face, so I'm gonna have to do some backtracking. Okay. And I know Fred and Barney, they kind of had like the 5 o'clock shadow. I don't think I'm going to do that, but you totally could. I'm going to go back to my E04. And I always like to do in the crease of the eye, I like to add E04 there. And I think I'm going to add it just under his nose. And I'm going to do the top of his nose. And I'm going to just go a little bit away from the line work, because he's got a schnoz on him. Oh, Looney Tunes, yes. And did anybody ever watch Animaniacs? I'm just thinking of that one now too. So E11, I'm going to go back to that, and we're going to go over those areas where we added the E04. So we're just kind of backtracking. So is everybody back to work after the holidays. I started this week, and I feel like it's been a bit of a whirlwind. Hi, Kim. How are you? Yeah, isn't the set great? And I'm happy to be working again, that's for sure. E21. There, I'm much happier with this now. It's making his face pop, I think. I'm recovering from hernia repair. Oh my gosh, and gallbladder removal. Kevin had that as well. Oh, I bet you're exhausted, Melissa. I'm sure there's a huge backlog. It can't be nice. Betty, for me, back in the craft room, 2 weeks of cooking and baking. Oh my gosh. I am not a cooker or handy in the kitchen. I can bake to a degree, but yeah, I'd rather be crafting too. So this is E00. I'm just blending everything out. I have not got to color this set yet, so I'm excited. Dolores, Tom and Jerry. She watched Tom and Jerry with Granny and Tweety Bird. You know, the other cartoon I used to watch was Beetlejuice, the Beetlejuice animated show. You know what? I think my E000 is low on juice. I don't think I have another one. Well, I'll make it work. I've got to do some marker maintenance. Yeah, this is like dry. I'm going to set that there. Actually, I'm going to need to refill that because I got his body. Sorry, folks, while I refill my marker because I cannot finish him without it. I got so many sets to get caught up with when I get them. Yes, you do. I bet you can't wait to color. I'm looking forward to our crafty weekend in less than a month. So I'm just filling my marker. Melissa, you had your gallbladder surgery. Was it right after Kevin? Shoot, I overfilled. It'll be like Christmas when you get your sets, Joyce. Okay. What can I use to wipe this up? Oh, I almost grabbed something that you guys aren't supposed to see. Here, we'll use this. Possibly next month's release. Day after Thanksgiving Monday is when you had your surgery. There we go. Okay. There we go. Back on track. So this is still the E000 that I refilled, and now it's juicy. Okay, I'm gonna just, yes. It took Kevin a bit of getting used to as well, what he can and can't eat. Quadruple 0, our next color. And sometimes I think it's a surprise for him what he can't eat, which I'm sure you know. Oh my gosh, my E quadruple is almost dry now too. Oh my gosh, let's watch Steven refill another marker. What did Immaculata say? They gave me a Dramamine patch to prevent nausea, but it was so awful. The side effects as in blurry vision, headache. I'm now wishing I was nauseated to the point instead of this. Ugh. Are you someone who can't handle anesthetic, Immaculata? I am the same. Here, I'm just going to do a few because I don't want to waste my precious ink. Well, I think now that Kevin is doing so much coloring and he's using my precious ink much faster. Sorry, everybody. It's always the way when you need a marker. Okay, so I've got his face colored up. Let's do, I want to add a little bit of blue in his eyes. So I'm going to go with B02. I'm just doing that in the inside corners. And then I'm going to go to quadruple C3, B quadruple 3, and just soften and pull that out. There we go. Just adds a bit of life to that. Let's do his tongue. No, I never thought. Normally I will do E04 for the tongue, but maybe I will do something different. Let's do, I'm going to grab R24 and R14. I can find those 24 and 14. I am never at my desk anymore, and now it's like, where are all of my markers? 24, 14, and then I think I'm going to use R20. So I'm going to start with the R24. Right in the corner, then go to R14. Yeah, he's got a huge tongue. Actually, I'm going to add a little bit of the E04 to the tongue as well, because I am not seeing enough contrast. So that was E04. Now I'm going to go in with R24. R14. And then R20. And Kevin, if you're watching, I think one of the dogs is doing something in the bedroom. Just going to do with the R20, just build that highlight. Kind of going back and forth. Okay, I'm going to go back to EO4. Thanks, Melissa. Thank you, Dolores. So with E04, I'm just going to add a little bit of kind of shading. Let's see if I can get this centered. I'm so thrown off with the... All right, so E04. Now I'm going to go back with E04. And I am going to start doing his arms. So I'm going to start with where his elbows would be. And I'm just going to create little indents. And then inside of his palm and wrist, we'll darken that. And let's just do one arm at a time. So now let's go to E11. Your dogs can hear your dogs can hear our dogs, Betty. Thanks, Joyce. Yeah, I think somebody just came to the door, and that's what they're barking at. So E11, E21. And I'm going to start to do some of his fingers. E00. And we'll color in the rest of his fingies. And his elbow. And I'm going to grab my R20. So what I like to do, and sometimes when you're EO4 and it just doesn't blend out nice, and I don't feel like doing another layer of coloring, I just go in with the R20. And then I'll take my E00 and go over top of that R20. And it just kind of softens it. And you can do that in areas like, you know, if you want it above his eyes or whatever, just to set that out a bit more. I'm going to do his other arm as well now. EO4. And we'll do his little elbow. E11 is the next color. E21. You know what I just realized? I never put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I really hope nobody calls me because it's also my business number. This is the things that somebody like me always thinks of. So that was E00. R20. Just to soften the E04. Then back to E00. Okay. And I am just going to use some of the E00. I'm just looking at them now and seeing some things I don't like. So I'm going to go in with my triple. And then I'm going to go in with my quad. Yeah, don't call me, and then you'll kick me off of the live. Okay, yeah, I like that a bit better now. Okay, oh, and we got to do his little toofies before. I'm just going to do C3. And then I'm going to use a colorless blender. Like that. Okay. Okay, let's do his legs. He's coming along. So we'll set in his knees. Okay, we'll do both legs. You must go through a lot of refills on the Copics you use on. Oh my gosh, yes. I'm very sad. This used to be how the inks refills would come in, and I think you could get like 11 refills out of a sketch marker. This is what they've done now, and I've already almost gone through it. I've had this thing for 6 years, and I've had this for a year. So yeah, but this certainly lasted a long time. But I don't like what they've done with the new refill system. E11. Okay. And now E21. And E00. I'm going to use that to kind of bring everything together. And then I'm going to go in with 000 to do his knees. And then our trusty R20. Shrinkflation, just like our growth. Yes, very true. Yes, I believe you're right about the smaller amount and same price with the refill. Okay, that was R20. And now E00 just to soften it. And then I'll go in with my 000. Okay, so let's do his hair next. So I'm going to use my toner grays. I'm going to go with T9 7, 5, and 3. Hello, Julie. How are you? Okay, so with my hair, I'm going to start with T9. And I'm going to do my little flicks. So with T9, using the very tip of my marker. So T9, now I'm going to go to T7. Melissa, I've got a sinking feeling you're going to like next month's release. T9, T5. And T3. Yeah, second quarter is pretty amazing. I just think this year is the best year for Stamp Anniething for what we have coming out. And I'm not just saying that, but if you aren't in Stamp Club, this is the year to do it. I think every year Anne manages to top herself. What is on your nails? My nails need redoing. They're actually getting done tomorrow morning at 7 a.m., but they are eyes. I can't think of what the name is, but you know, protective eyes. I figured I was going home. Where am I? I was going home for Christmas and I needed all the protection I could get. So you got your first N Copic today. Yay! Yeah, I don't think anybody's done what next month's release is either, and I've never seen it. Okay. So N9. N7, or sorry, N. Now you got me screwed up, Melissa. T9, now T7. T5. Now you can't wait for next month's release. Well, we'll have to color it together when you're, because that'll be right around when you're here, Joyce. Actually, you'll probably be here when I do the next live because you're coming the Friday. So Joyce might be our special guest. T3. All right, T9. It's kind of a fun, it's Stamp Anniething, which I love, but it's like a different style. You know, a little different than the normal chibis. But with, you know, it's Flintstones, but with a Stamp Anniething twist, which I really like. T3. Okay. All right, and while I am at it, I think I want to just zhuzh his eyes up a little bit. With that was B02, and then B quadruple 0, just to soften that. I just want a bit more blue. Yeah, I like that more. All right. So let's do, now I think Fred has a blue tie. If I'm wrong, forgive me. He's going to have a blue tie for this coloring. So I'm going to go with B18, B06, if I can find it. Where are you? B06, and let's do I'm going to just see what happens if I use B02. Actually, no, because this tie is kind of dark, isn't it? So we'll stick with B04. I am right, it's blue? Okay. B18. So okay. So with B18, and then I'm going to go to B06. And I'm assuming everybody wants me to turn this into a card, correct? I won't say what Kevin said to me as I was cleaning up my shop after work. He told me just to do the coloring and not do a card because he wants to watch Drag Race. And I said, I guarantee you everyone's going to want me to turn it into a card. Unless you guys really don't want me to turn it into a card. But I am here to turn it into a card. But I think we should give Kevin a hard time. He was wanting me to cut corners. B06. Yeah, he just wanted me to ditch you guys all early so he could watch his show. B02. Or 04, sorry. Actually, I'm going to go to the B02. Now that I have a base, where did I put my B02? B04. I can't find my B02 anywhere. Maybe I'll just use, where is, how do I misplace a B? Am I blind? What the heck? I cannot find. I don't know what's wrong with Kevin. And yes, please give him a hard time. There's B02. I found it. Yeah, and as tired as I am after working a full week, I would never ditch you guys and not make a card. That's the kind of person I am. I'm not like Kevin, who would just ditch you guys for Drag Race. I think for his suit, because it's kind of an orange, I think I'm going to go with E99. If I can find my E99. And why do I want to do E99? Yeah, I'll do YR27. YR27. Yeah, he does. He owes you a coloring session. And what do I want to do? 27. And let's see what YR14 does. We'll see how these colors are. So this will be kind of brown. Oh, and I should mention, if you guys haven't signed up, I believe it's for our 10 years Stamp Anniething. This year is 10 years, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong. And in April, we're doing a virtual online retreat. And I think it is April 26th, 27th, or it could be 27th, 28th. It's around there. And it is an Incredibles themed. So it's an incredible weekend online retreat. 2 days. And there's going to be projects and that, almost like our in-person, but one less day, and obviously not quite as magical as our in-person, but still pretty darn close. So, and there is a bunch of options for everybody. There's 3 options, I believe. You get the stamps and the builder dies, the stamps, builder dies, and instructions on how to make the projects. And then I think it's stamp, builder dies, and all the projects ready, like already cut for you. And all you have to do is, you can literally, it's just like when you're at one of our retreats. Correct me if I'm wrong. But Anne, let me know if that's right. But yeah, it's going to be awesome. I've seen all the images. It's 2 stamp sets, I believe, and they'll have a outline dies, and I believe there's builder die with that as well. So, but yeah, definitely check that out on the website, StampAnniething.com. I believe it's called, if you look up Incredibles Weekend, YR27 is my next one. But that's going to be really fun. We did a Powerpuff Girls themed online retreat last April, and we learned a bunch. And we're putting everything we've learned to make it even better. But yeah, that'll be, I'm looking forward to that one. And the images are stinking cute. Yep, Anne said I got everything right. Yay. But yeah, that is available for purchase now. Just because she needs to know how many kits and stuff to make. So if that's something that sounds like it's right up your alley, grab that before you miss out. I'm doing YR14 as the color I'm using right now. This needs a little bit of working with the marker, but we will get it. Spots are already sold. Registering ends the end of the month. Okay, so you've got, less than 3 weeks to decide if you'd like to join the Incredibles weekend virtual retreat. So that was YR14. 14. And I think I'm going to add some Y17 to this as well. And just go over everything. And yes, this will not be blended yet, but do not fear. So I'm going to go back with my E99. We're almost done coloring them, everyone. Like, that's crazy. Just going over where I feel it would be the darkest. $27. And again, just the darkest areas. Then I'm going to go in with my YR14. And I'm not worried that I got some in those white because those will be colored black soon. Carmen, love the Powerpuff Girls online retreat. Looking forward to the next one. Yay! Are you going to come to the Incredibles weekend, Carmen? Yeah, we have, I think the next thing I'm going to be working on is the marker list for the Canadian retreat. But actually, that might have to happen first, the markers for the online. I love how you're using the YRs. I would never have thought to go there. You know, I love my Copic chart, so I'll look at that. And then I also have the Sandy Allnock. And this is one of the few times I'll use the hex chart, is I'll just look at everything. And I, right away I thought, oh, well, first I looked at these, and then my eye caught the 99. And I thought, I could pull those colors and then get some of the YRs in there. All right, let's do fill in his, I don't know what that would be. What is this? Leopard? Is that what it's supposed to be? T9. I'm going to use T9 and I think T5. And I think I'll do some T3 as well, actually, just so it doesn't read just flat. Oh, well, I look forward to seeing you at the Incredibles weekend, Carmen. And I'm glad you loved the Powerpuff event. Anne loves doing these themed things. She has been buying stuff for the Incredibles like months ago. All right. So I think we've got him. Let's just add our highlights to the eyes. I'm excited for June. Yes. Well, I can't wait to see you at the Canadian retreat, Melissa. And hopefully I'll see you sooner, too. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Okay. And I think I am going to cheat a little bit and I'm going to add a little bit of blue. I just want you know, a little more contrast by his eyes. Yeah, I like that. So that was just with a colored pencil. All right, so we've got our coloring all done of Adorable Fred. Yes, we're going to be doing Christmas 3 times this year. It's we've got, but I'm excited for them. It'll be fun. Okay, so for, where is my die cutting machine? So this was my idea I had for the card while I was making this. So I just want to do a simple, what I would have liked to have done is create this house, but use some grit paste and create like a stone, like a chiseled stone texture, but I don't have time for that to dry. So I want to do, I love my clean and simple cards. So what I was thinking of doing is a square card with a circle, like a masked out circle that's ink blended, and we have Fred kind of sticking off to the side, but I want to do square. So I think first I'm going to cut this down. I'm going to raise you up. And I'm going to cut, this is just a sheet I already had cut that's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I'm going to cut it to 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. Sorry, there was a jagged edge. So 4 1/4. This is 4 1/4. Yep, okay. And I need a scrap piece of paper. I don't want to waste my precious hammer mill. Here, let me just go to my scrap. Here, we'll use that. Yes, Annie goes all out with her swag. So I think I'm going to use from my much loved Shaker Basics set 1. I'm going to grab the circle outline. I'm just going to cut that out to create a mask. So I have this piece, which I can save for a later date, and then I have this that I'm going to use for my mask. And because I think this is, let's see, if I hold this up to the light, I can kind of get this centered. There, that looks good. Okay. So let me just, where is my masking tape? Masking tape. Okay. Just gonna go like this. Oh, just you wait, Melissa. We plan on topping the last retreat. We always learn from these events, and we always want to do better. Okay, so I think I want to do, what color? Let's just do, I'm going to stick with an orange, I think. I'm going to use my regular distress. Hybrid ink. Okay, I'm gonna use this. So I'm gonna start with a, let's do fossilized amber. I love fossilized amber and distress. Oh no, I got ink on there. It should blend out. So with fossilized amber, we'll see if we can make that work. Just going to ink this. It says fossilized amber. Yeah, I must have re-inked it. Oh, Betty, not hot in Canada in July. But and we're technically when our retreat is in June. So it's still, July can be actually hot, but June, and when we're doing it, it can be still cold. And are you okay, Betty? I just thought you're in California, aren't you? Are you anywhere near all the fires? I hope not. Anne will still think it'll feel like Christmas because she'll be so cold. I'm going to use crackling campfire, I think. Let's do that. Yeah. It's the beginning of June here. It's still cool. Joyce is right. So I'm using crackling campfire just to darken. Add a little bit of the orange tones. Okay, and I think if I would have had, you're in Northern California, so you're good. My son is in Los Angeles. He's okay, but it's very smoky. It does kind of look like a pancake. I'm just going to use this stencil, but if you guys are in Stamp Club and you had the stencil, what is it called? The Fred, what is that stencil called? The Fred something stencil. Let me see if I can. Fred pattern stencil. Use that in here, and that would be cool. But I'm just going to, this is the Flowery Night, and I'm just going to make it work. And I'm going to go over top, just holding it. I might go over, if I can get this where it doesn't move, I might go over with a red. Let's just have a boo. Yeah, what do you think? Yeah, that's good. We'll stick with that. I'm sure everybody is getting bored of me. Where is my water spritzer? I have no spritzer. Did Kevin take my spritzer? Oh. Okay, I can't do, normally I would have done a little spritzy, but it's not here. So I need something to wash my hands though. Just use some Copic solution. Did you die, Anne, if it was only 48 there? I was talking to my parents. They're in Ontario, Canada. And it was 12, minus 12 today. It's 2 degrees. It was 2 degrees here today. So let's see. So there's our little background. I really wish I would have been able to do my spritzy with it. Let's see, is there on Kevin's desk? Where is my spritzer bottle? Yeah, I don't know where my spritzer bottle went. It's like it's completely gone. Well, I have this one that has rubbing alcohol in it. I wonder if it would do the same. Let's just see. There. Okay. Well, there is the background, and I think I'm going to put Fred just there. And you know what would be really cool? To use the dies. This could almost be like a bowling ball. You could have turned this, done it in a different color, have it as a bowling ball, and then use the dies from the Grand Poobah, you know, the little pins, and have those shooting off from that. That would be really cool. So let's do, I'm going to just pop him up. And unfortunately, I don't have the sentiment set to put a sentiment on here. I wish I had everything. I feel like it's kind of not a great card tonight, but I don't have the stencil. I don't have the stamp set to do the sentiments. We've been at 0 here in Nova Scotia, which I hate. Yeah, I think I prefer, Melissa, when there's just a bit of snow on the ground. I don't like when it's all, because everything's dead, right? And it just looks gross and dirty. $65, that's like our summer, if we're lucky. So I'm going to put him just like so. And I think if I have a scrap, I wonder if he would look cute with just a little bit of a yellow. Yeah, we'll do that. So let's see. That's 4 1/4. So we'll do 4 1/2 by 4 1/2. Yeah, never listen to Kevin, Ian. Okay. So I'm going to... Yeah, exactly, Melissa. I feel the same way. If it has to be cold, then you might as well have snow. Snow, I don't mind. I just hate when it's like 6 feet tall and, you know, you lose power and that. There's nothing more fun than cozying up in your house and everything's, you know, the trees are all snow covered and okay. All right. So what I would do if this was me and I had all of the goodies, I would have used the Fred stencil that comes in your stamp club. And I would have done that in black over top of this too, just to add a bit of black to it. And then have your sentiment kind of coming out, or you could take one of the sentiments and follow the shape of the card or of the circle and stamp that out, and then maybe add a few sequins or rhinestones, and boom, you have an adorable 4 1/2 by 4 1/2 card. But But yeah, that's kind of my card. I'm sorry it feels kind of lousy this time. But I don't have all the goodies. It's stuck in transit. So I can only do what I can make. But I hope you guys enjoyed this live. And I am so excited to come back next month with our smashing release that's coming out. I cannot wait to share. I am about on pins and needles, ready to burst with this release. I'm so excited. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Now let me just see. I'll stay on for a few minutes and see if there's any questions. And I might have to call Kevin to get me to help to shut this down. But yeah, any questions? Everyone? Kev? Yeah. I need your help. Yes, Melissa said you hate it when you have to make paths for the dogs to be able to do their business. How do I shut this down?
You go end stream.
Oh, up there. Okay. As simple as that. So I don't see any more questions. Oh, there's a whole pile at the bottom. Perfect. All right, everybody. Sorry, this is the card for this month, but
what was I blamed for?
For telling Anne to wait until we got home.
Oh no, I didn't. You did.
No, I did not.
That was you.
No,
it was you.
Good try.
Right, that was
good
you.
try.
That was all you.
This is what I deal with, people. All right. Have a wonderful night, everyone. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next month for our